What are the personality types of Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things? Last week, I got super curious, so I did a bunch of research. In today's video, here are some of the interesting personality patterns I found.
We said if we're not married by 40, we will get married. Yeah, no kids at all. And separate bedrooms for sure. Oh my God, you're so messy.
Yeah. Noah, we're gonna have to wash this.
No, Millie, you're gonna...
Noah!
Okay, so starting with Millie Bobby Brown, the first personality pattern that caught my attention was Millie seems to be someone with an extremely strong sense of shoulds and supposed tos. Noah, stop what you're doing. You're not supposed to be doing that. That's not something you should be saying. Oh my gosh, Noah, how can you let your room be this messy? This is not how things are supposed to be. Already, this points towards Millie being a J personality type.
Alive! Go back to work!
You know, the monster.
No, David.
Sorry. Wanna know
No, you
because
don't
it's
wanna
so good.
No, just stop.
It's
Stop
so
it.
good. In the
Stop.
upside
Stop.
down.
Stop
and
it.
the monster may not be a singular monster.
Taking this a little further though, the next personality pattern that really caught my attention was how Millie's constantly sort of going out of her way to enforce rules and structure on the people and things around her. Like her planned outside, it doesn't just like sort of keeping to itself. This is how things are supposed to be. No, with Millie, her sense of those shoulds and supposed tos is so strong that she actually really likes putting herself out there to lead. Millie being a more socially extroverted like this, liking to influence and manage the group, the interactions going on around her in this specific way, points to Millie being an EJ personality type.
I'm not saying that I'm not feeling it, but it's not making me want to cry like Tom Holland. Is that bad? Okay, good.
Goodness gracious me.
swear so bad.
Language. I actually warned him before this. I was like, no cussing. You know, don't talk about anything inappropriate. I'm like his mother. I think I have to keep him in check.
Digging into things a little further, I started noticing with Millie the rules, shoulds, and supposed tos that she specifically likes to manage. They're always shoulds that relate to people, social interactions, group, expectations.
You have to show more respect for others, no matter who they are, what they do. Show respect, human being to human being. It's just manners.
How much Millie likes thinking about these people, rules, and shoulds going on around her lines up with Millie Bobby Brown being a strong extroverted feeler, which in simple terms basically means that she's a personality type that really likes thinking about, influencing, and managing the people, social ecosystem going on around her. Keeping track of the nuances and rules behind how we all emotionally and socially impact each other. And then likes jumping in there to interact and direct the group.
You definitely have a grandpa.
How do you know I have a grandpa?
Yeah, because you go to them in Florida. That's on your dad's side, but on your mum's side.
Yeah, good job.
Those things are like timeless, I think, those memories for me, especially not having gone to school. Doing school with you, I remember being 11, being in the same grade. We decorated our classroom, we got rugs and bean bags.
The next personality pattern I noticed watching Millie Bobby Brown is she's someone that's quite good at keeping track of details and specifics. She likes talking about things in a very spelled out way. She's someone that naturally likes to rewind, to give context, to bring up specific, meaningful memories, moments, and connections that stood out to her that she likes holding on to.
We have built such a friendship together, I feel like. And you're also one of the longest friends I've ever had. We had to sit in school for sometimes 7-8 hours. The most exhausting thing, but doing it together was the best. I think things like those memories and the teachers we went through.
From a personality type perspective, Millie thinking about things, talking about things, and appreciating things in this specific way points to her being an SJ personality type. So putting this all together, an EJ personality type that uses a lot of extroverted feeling and talks about things, thinks about things in a very SJ personality type way. The fingerprint match that makes the most sense to me for Millie Bobby Brown is that she's an ESFJ personality type.
Oh my God, Millie.
Oh my God, Noah.
My mom has been texting me and she was like, I'm so done with you. I've lost all my patience. I'm taking away your laptop and your
Noah,
phone."
we're on live. Noah.
Oh, I forgot. Hi, everyone.
Moving on to Noah Schnapp, this is where things get a little interesting. I was pretty surprised to see that there's quite a few people that feel very strongly like Noah Schnapp is also an EJ personality type like Millie Bobby Brown because I don't know, like in temperament, how they go about things, if you just watch them, they're so obviously different. Noah is not someone that's constantly concerned about shoulds and supposed tos. He's not someone that likes to enforce rules and structure onto situations. On the contrary, I found all sorts of different clips where Noah is actually being so spontaneous and go with the flow that he's actually sort of upsetting different rules and shoulds and supposed tos going on around him.
Now, here's the deal. So first, don't look, don't hint, don't spoil your own self. Stop spoiling things.
Look, I think he died. Didn't he? He did. Oh.
Thanks for spoiling.
We can expect from volume 2, we got some deaths coming. Big.
Wow, that's a big
bang.
spoiler.
No,
Dude, you just said something that you can't say.
No, well, you guys can assume that obviously someone's gonna.
No, we don't assume that.
In those clips, do you see how Noah's doing, saying, sort of just like blurting things out without thinking about it too much? How even when he sort of makes a mistake, he just sort of shrugs his shoulders and takes it back or rolls with it? Especially in comparison to Millie Bobby Brown, that's constantly keeping track of what's appropriate. Noah, to me, seems more like an EP personality type, a sort of down for whatever type of person that likes not planning everything out and just sort of letting things happen.
All right, guys. I'm bored. Hi, everyone. I'm hungry. Alexa, sing me a song. Alexa, sing me another song.
The next personality pattern I noticed watching Noah Schnapp is he has this very playful, energetic, interactive side of him that kept showing up quite a bit.
I forgot how bouncy these chairs were.
Yeah.
Every time I'm here, I always remember.
Are they bouncy?
They're so bouncy.
What are you doing? Okay, I'll just let you do you. But no, I'm really excited about the new stuff, and I definitely.
I also noticed that when answering questions, Noah tends to talk about things in a lot more broad and general way than Millie Bobby Brown.
I mean, I've had a million great experiences with fans. I mean, most of them are like the best. I wouldn't say it's anything specific, but it's nice when I can like see a fan on the street and we just like have a conversation.
When asked about experiences, I noticed Noah's good at just describing things as they are. Not pausing things to talk about what things meant to him, but instead just talking about what happened. The actual experience, different things he saw, different things he did.
Like in season 2, I had to do like a seizure scene. I remember just sitting in my bed the night before, like looking on YouTube of actual seizures and what it looked like. And all of a sudden it's like, bang, 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 glass shake, bang, bang. And I was like, ah!
This quite realistic, straightforward way of thinking about things and talking about things matches up with Noah Schnapp being an SP personality type. A personality type that uses a lot of something called extroverted sensing. Noah being a strong extroverted sensor basically means he's a very in the moment type of person. Someone that doesn't feel super energized, just sitting in one place thinking about things, but instead loves hitting against the outside world, engaging with what's right in front of him to actually experience and immerse himself in the interesting sensory things going on around him.
The minute the trailer dropped for the new series of Stranger Things.
Okay, now look at this clip. This clip is super awesome. So small detail first. Do you see how Millie's sitting like extremely conscious of how she's presenting herself, whereas Noah's a lot more relaxed and spread out, not even really paying attention to the interviewer and instead just focusing on his Rubik's Cube.
Oh my God!
Millie!
I am 47
Why
years
did you
old.
scream
I'm
in
in
my
heart
face?
attack territory. Do you know what? The bathroom because
Why
someone had
would
a
you
comfort
move?
break earlier and it wasn't safe to go in. Did you know about that?
Look at Noah. And then see how Noah's frustrated, but also sort of detached. Like, he just immediately goes back to fidgeting with his Rubik's Cube and sort of tuning out what's going on around him.
Louder, me or you?
You know what?
This one here is just still playing with the Rubik's Cube.
And I was so focused on it, and then you're like, ah!
I want you on my side. You're coming with me to the underworld. I need this man at my side, cool as a cucumber.
In that clip, did you see how Noah has this detached, sort of unbothered side of him, but also this very expressive, passionate side of him at the same time? When I first started watching Noah Schnapp, it was actually sort of hard for me to pull apart whether Noah seemed more like a thinky or feely personality type, because in a lot of contexts, he's sort of both at the same time, which is actually a very EP and IJ personality type thing. The more clips I watched though, the more specific thinky and feely patterns started showing up quite consistently. And honestly, I was really surprised with what I found.
Thank you for the question. 21 million followers on TikTok? Yeah, who's counting after, like, I don't know, 14 million, I mean, please.
In these clips, do you see how much Noah keeps looking over at Millie Bobby Brown, his sister, the interviewer, different people around him to check in with their emotional reactions to sort of make sure he's in sync with them? Do you see how much he has this sort of instinct to pay close attention to how other people are responding to things so he can sort of adapt himself to that social feedback?
I do this game. I do this game on, absolutely.
Yeah,
okay, what was the hardest word you got?
Family, friends, and of course my fans are so amazing. And yeah, good question. I mean, I don't write it, so I don't know, honestly.
Thank you, love you.
Yeah, love you too.
Great.
And then in these clips, do you see Noah nodding, very consciously adding in these extra gestures or compliments, jokes to make other people feel good, to make space for other people, to facilitate more camaraderie and group harmony. I was not expecting this at all, but over and over again, I kept running into examples of Noah using extroverted feeling. The same exact personality superpower actually as Millie Bobby Brown, but sort of like a different version of it. Noah's someone that actually does seem quite tuned into social feedback and likes thinking about how he emotionally and socially affects other people, just like Millie Bobby Brown, but his version of extroverted feeling, it's not super loud. It doesn't care that much about pushing on other people, directing what other people do or should do. With Noah, his extroverted feeling, it's a lot more chill and spontaneous, a sort of quiet people awareness, a side of him that likes making other people laugh, likes making other people feel good, and fitting in with the group.
I think if you just think about suitcases and strollers,
And strollers.
I'm ready to fight anyone who says doors.
Wow, I was just saying, I'm team.
No. Office chairs, they all have 5 wheels on them.
Every office has doors.
And every office has office chairs. And think about cars. Think about
every car
house
has doors.
suitcases.
Most doors.
Absolutely.
Most doors.
Even though Noah Schnapp does use extroverted feeling, does have this agreeable, conscientious side to him, what I found researching actually doesn't point towards Noah being a feely personality type, but instead a TP personality type that uses a lot of something called introverted thinking. What this basically means is that Noah has the side of him that actually really likes questioning things, clarifying things, and pulling things apart in an impersonal way. Liking to look at things, evaluate what's going on around him in a sort of unemotional data point way to pick apart for himself who makes sense to him, what actually makes sense to him, seems important, seems worthwhile when he checks it against his inner personal logic.
It would be like if there was no supernatural stuff. It would be more boring.
I think if there was no supernatural world, then what would
It'd be like
point of the game
French,
is
it would be a show.
Pizza and Netflix. But what do I like? I'm gonna go with not homework. Who likes homework?
Noah being a strong introvert thinker is the reason why I think he has this very chill, unbothered presence. Like in all these clips, you see how Noah doesn't have these uncontrolled splashes of interpersonal feeling, but instead is actually sort of flat and not emoting very much. You can see it in his interactions, how he carries himself, how he reacts to things. He actually seems like someone who's sort of good at shrugging things off, not being strongly affected by things, swept away by things, reacting super emotionally, unless it's an interaction or context where it makes sense to him, where he actually personally wants to be a little bit more animated, silly, and expressive.
People always are surprised because they're always like when I do my crying scenes, I'm obviously so emotional, and then I come off set and I'm like so joyful. But I think it's just so much fun for me to just be able to like express all these different types of emotions and play with it, and it doesn't need to be taken too seriously.
So, putting this all together, a spontaneous EP personality type that loves interacting and talking about things in an SP extroverted sensing way that uses introverted thinking and extroverted feeling, as well as some introverted intuition, the fingerprint match that makes the most sense to me for Noah Schnapp is that he's an ESTP personality type. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, but also would like to see a bunch of extra bonus videos that aren't on this main channel, deep diving into how your personality type works, different blind spots you might have, as well as a whole bunch of fun bonus videos analyzing Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, Timothée Chalamet, all sorts of different things. For those of you interested, I think you might really like the Patreon link down below in the description. All your support there really helps out the channel, means a lot. Thank you guys so much. You are the change maker of your own life. Let's think more deeply. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace. Bye.